So I guess we're going to talk about the console wars. It's a story as old as time. I bought this box to put under my TV, and you bought a different box to put under your TV, so you can go straight to hell. In all seriousness, the whole console wars thing has gone back a long time. Look, the NES had the Genesis, the N64, the PS1, GameCube, PS2, Xbox, so forth and so on. We all would basically pick a side. You would buy a console based on what they were offering, based on the games, based on the services, whatever, based on that your friends had already bought that system. And then we could all sit around and talk about which box has sold more units and why. Maybe the one you bought got less and now you need to defend why it's actually the best. I think I want to make a quick detour here and let's talk about why it is people feel the need to defend the thing that they bought. So let's say you're a PlayStation guy or gal. You love your PlayStation. You see someone, some douchebag like me, makes a video saying something good about Microsoft or something bad about Sony. And you start to think, well, man, I like Sony. I like my PlayStation, and this guy's dumping on it. That doesn't feel good to me. So what do? You go and you comment on the video. You call me some sort of name, or you call me an X-bot or whatever. Why is that? Why do we feel that way? Well, I think the most obvious reason is that for a lot of us, we've either devoted money to this system, so we bought the console, and they're not cheap. Let's be honest, guys. They're not cheap. We've devoted money into the games that we've bought, and we've devoted time into that platform. I have a lot of trophies, all right? And now they're pretty much meaningless to me. For a long time, that wouldn't have been the case. My trophies, my time was valuable. It's really easy at that point to start to conflate yourself with your purchases. You start to identify as a PlayStation gamer. I'm here to tell you something, though. You are not as simple as the box you play in. You're not just a PlayStation gamer. You're not just an Xbox gamer. You're a gamer. Let's take a step out and broaden the scope, and let's not divide ourselves so narrowly. We're all gamers. If you like the PlayStation because you think The Last of Us was amazing, Uncharted, Horizon, whatever, that doesn't mean that Halo and Gears suck. They can also be good. In fact, you can dislike those games and they still don't suck. We are allowed to have different preferences and different opinions. All right, quick aside over. Let's talk about this current iteration of the console wars and why I think they're actually kind of over with. For a long time, it was based upon who sold the most consoles, who sold the most boxes to put under your TV. If Sony sold more, they won. If Microsoft sold more, they won. Let's not talk about Nintendo. They're doing Nintendo stuff. Well, now I think that Microsoft has shifted the paradigm here, because I don't think that Microsoft is trying to sell a new Xbox to everyone. For instance, me, I don't think they're targeting me for the Xbox Series X. As someone who has a high-end gaming PC right over there, there's no reason for me to buy the Xbox Series X, and they're not trying to convince me that there is. So Sony is going to continue determining their success based on how many PlayStation 5s they sell, where Microsoft is going to be a whole lot less concerned about that metric. They want you to buy their games in their store on the Xbox, on your PC. They don't care. If you're using xCloud on your phone, that's fine for them. They're making money that way anyways. I question how logical it is to claim that there is a war between PlayStation 5 and Xbox when they're being looked at as totally different propositions from their manufacturers. The Xbox will serve as an entry point, but not the entry point, whereas the PlayStation will continue to be the entry point. Sony is selling hardware. Microsoft is selling software alongside several entry points. Now look, you can take that shift in business practices as almost an admission of defeat from Microsoft. You could take that as saying, we don't think we can sell as much hardware as Sony, so we're going to go do something else. You can take it that way, and no one can stop you from doing that, and you call that a victory for PlayStation. personally, I just don't see what that matters and how it affects anyone in any way that isn't negative. It is very likely that we're headed towards a future where there are just games and multiple different places to play those games. We're headed towards a future where PlayStation gamers and Xbox gamers can play together, can chat together, can party up, can compete against each other. We're headed towards a platform agnostic world where it doesn't matter what box you play in. So sooner or later, the console wars will die, and they should die, and we should all let the console wars die. Guys, I'd love to know what you think about all this in the comments below. If you like this video, give it a like. If you dislike it, a dislike. If you loved it, click that sub button. And until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.